It is so very easy. My name is Laura, and you will often see me use a board in my videos where I put my blocks on and then I say I will take this to the sewing machine. Let me explain a couple advantages of having a traveling board and a really simple way to make one. This board I use to display things as I'm talking to you, but I also use it to travel with. I can take this and travel to my sewing machine. From my sewing machine, I can take it to my ironing station, wherever I need to go, and it keeps things all in the proper piles and keeps it organized. The advantage is saving a lot of time traveling because we need to hold lots of little stacks together. It also keeps them very organized and it keeps them from falling. We can do one step and then have other steps beside it. So we don't need to leave the machine, but everything's right here handy. Now, the board that I use is an actual board, so it is a heavy piece of wood. But there's a very easy way to make this type of system without using a board. And it's very simply canvases that you would paint on. It's a 16 by 20 piece of canvas. You can buy these pretty much anywhere, and a lot of times the dollar stores will now carry them. It's canvas and it's stretched on a wooden frame. You can get them many different sizes, so you can choose a size that's going to fit your location the best. Because this is a canvas, it's not going to hold the fabric. The fabric will not stay. It will slide very easily. And I like to have a surface where the blocks and the fabric, they don't slide. Wools, fleece, flannel. Any of those type of fabrics that are a little bit fuzzy, even old quilt batting, will hold on to the fabric so it doesn't move as you move. I'm going to be using a gray flannel, and this is from Northcott. It's a nice light gray, and you don't need to wash it first because it's going to stay right on this surface, but we will need to press it. Once the fabric is pressed, we need to come with a size. I find a 3-inch border all the way around works good for the frame that I have, but be sure to test and see what you have. You want to have it come all the way, and there will be a space between that wood and the canvas, so you're going to be able to tuck it in. I want to glue this fabric right on top. You can use any glue you want, and I'm just going to use some Elmer School glue. And I've mixed it with some water because I don't need it this thick. So I've got about half water, half glue. I just want a really thin coat along that top. The thinner, the better. Now I can take this and turn it so that it's right on the center of the fabric. Give a rub with your hands, turn it right side down, and now I'm going to be able to just give it a tug because I want that nice and tight. And if some of the glue comes through, that's fine because it will dry. Now I can turn it back to work on it. I want to take those corners and pull them into the center. I'll put a little bit of glue all on this corner. On the sides, and take that corner and just make it nice and flat. You will have this little piece sticking up. Just cut right into that center. You can cut the little tips off and then tuck that underneath. Next, we're going to just glue this edge and bring this fabric around to the back side. Just leave it laying on this board, or you can tuck it underneath the wood. With all the edges done, we can leave it just this way, or we can add one more piece on the bottom. We're going to want to make it just a little bit larger so then we can tuck it underneath, or if you've had the fabric come to the back, you just need it the exact size. That way we're going to be able to use this from both ways. Just as we did the same in the front, just put a thin layer of glue on the canvas. And the thinner, the better. Once that glue has been put down, center it the best that you can and then just push it down and then tuck that in. It's quite flexible for you to tuck. Or you can get a little something to help tuck for you. Just let it tuck right inside. The glue has come right through, and that's fine because this glue is going to dry. And when the glue is dry, you're going to have one surface to work with and a second surface. So this would work more like a tray. If you need to bring something to the iron or to your machine, you're not going to lose it. The fabric sticks, and it is a great way to keep things organized. I like to use this and lay out my blocks to see what they look like before I put them together. Now I can bring this board right to my sewing machine and my iron. The pieces stay. It's a good way for me to transport it. By starting with a pre-stretched canvas and covering it, we have a very light workable surface, regardless if we're going to bring this to the sewing machine, the iron, or if it's going to be traveling around the house with us. And it helps keep us nice and organized. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.